Hi, welcome back. This is Donna with ABC Cake Decorating Supplies. This is stop 3 on our royal icing journey. Now we're going to take royal icing and just change it a little bit. We're going to do flow icing. So if you've ever seen the real pretty cookies like at Christmas time and things that actually have a nice smooth icing on them, that's a flow icing. I'm going to show you how to make this cookie today using flow icing. What we've got is find which kind of cookie cutter you want. I picked an apple cookie cutter, and then what I did is I took the back of a piping tip, and I just cut out a hole before I baked them. I do have a really good cookie cutout recipe, and I will put it on our ABC Facebook page or our Cake Arts Facebook page. So we got our cookie. Now sometimes if you make a cookie and you don't like the way the top of it, let's say it's really kind of bubbly or anything, you can always decorate the back of the cookie because then it's nice and flat. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to decorate the flat side of my cookie. Some of my cookies that I have decorated, depending upon how they come out, I will use the back side of my cookie because then you get a nice flat cookie. First thing we want to do is make our royal icing. Again, this is a red royal icing, and I do have it at stiff consistency. They do now have royal icing packets that are pre-made. You do have to add the water and mix it, but they do have red and black, so you don't have to try to make that red out of the pink icing or just keep adding a lot of red to it. Got my stiff icing, and I have a tip. This is a tip 5. It's going to be kind of a fatter tip than normal, but I want to make sure that my icing rises up really nice over the top. Because of my cookie, I'm not going to do any of the green or the stem, so I'm just going to kind of just go right underneath that just a little bit. So I'm going to take my glasses off because I can't see. And we're going to start. So just like when we were piping our appliques, we're going to put our piping tip down to touch, and then we're going to lift up and we're going to go around the outside of our cookie. We're just going to follow the outside. Keep a nice steady pressure. And come around. And we're going to go right here and come to the end. Now if you find that you didn't outline it just perfect, you can always take your paintbrush and you can kind of go in and adjust where you want your icing to go. Because this is a nice stiff icing, it's actually pretty easy to work with. And then we've got our cookie here now. Oh, you know what? We forgot to outline the inside of our hole. So we're going to come in here. Just going to go around the outside and come up. There we are. And then remember, royal icing dries, so I'm going to squeeze it just a little bit. I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to set this cookie aside. Now to make the flow icing, the icing that lets the icing flow out, and that's hence the name flow icing. What I've got here is I've got my regular, this is my stiff icing. And what I do is I will take a squirt bottle and I'll just do a couple squirts at first just to get an idea of what consistency my icing is at. And then we're just mixing it. And the way you're going to know if you have it just right is you have to count to 10. So if you can count to 10, you can make flow icing. Okay, so let's see if we can do this now. I'm going to drop it in there. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you can see how it's dissipating. So I'm going to say this is pretty good. And then once you've got your flow to where when you drop it, it will count to 10 and it'll smooth out nice, I will take a piping bag, just a plain piping bag that's not cut, just a disposable one. Something like this, you could actually even use a spoon and spoon it out. And then you're going to need something, a toothpick will work. This is one of those little stencil pens. And I'm going to take this, and if I don't make a mess, I'm going to pour it in here. I just like this because I have a little bit more control over it. And then I'm just going to cut a hole in the bottom there. And then this is how you're going to do your flow icing. You're just going to bring it in here. You're just going to let it just cover your cookie. And then this is where this little pen will come in handy. And we'll just kind of bring it over. And see how nice that's flowing out? And like I say, the top is going to start drying immediately. Already the edges, and what was that, just a couple minutes, are already pretty dry. But I will tell you, once you do this, you do want them to set up. You do want to give them time to set up, or the icing underneath can run and it'll kind of get like that skin on it, and it's not going to be so pretty. And then what I've done is, this is a tip. It's a 366 tip. So it's a larger tip. It's a larger leaf tip. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to squeeze and get my leaf. And then I've got some brown, and this is a tip 3. And all I'm going to do here is come in here and pipe in my little stem. We are going to put a gummy worm in here. Once he's dry, you'll take it and then you'll just stick it on here. Because sometimes if you do it now, we'll try it. There we go. I'm not going to pick it up or it'll slide, but that is how you're going to color flow a cookie. Butterfly cookie. This is Marcus, and he is a professional cookie eater. He loves to eat cookies. So Marcus, have a cookie. All right. How is it? Good. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments, please contact me, Donna, at doublervideo.com. And remember, give me a thumbs up.